I would like to share with you my project for today. And I realized that I've got this theme going here again. I've mentioned to you before that I tend to do this. I get kind of hooked on one project and one theme and one design. So I grabbed these treasure boxes from my studio and then realized that I had done a box for you last week, but this is a little bit different take on a box. We were doing decoupage last week. This week I just really want to talk to you about gluing on boxes. It's so great to create a handmade box and then put a little gift inside of it. And so I just wanted to quickly give you some hints and tips today for gluing. What I love to do is I love to layer lots of pieces on top of a box. And so I have a couple of ideas just to share with you today. So the first step, what you're going to do is just base coat your box. And I pick up my little wooden boxes at the craft stores, Michael's, Ben Franklin's. These little boxes are from Ben Franklin, and sometimes they're on sale at 50% off. And so every time I see that, I just add to my stash. And this is great, as I mentioned, if you have a little gift that you want to give someone for the holidays. This was a felted ring that I bought when I was at the Creative Connection event. It's a great way to box up your gift. On this little box here, I used woodsy circles and painted them to match and coordinate and complement each of the colors. And then again, I used that flat back marble and a charm on the top. So just want to quickly show you how you can layer. Another thing is, if you're not so fond of painting, it's great because what you can do is just use some sandpaper on your box after you paint it, and then your paint job doesn't have to look perfect. So keep that in mind. What I suggest you do is of course, come up with the idea for what color that you think you would like to paint your box. And then I just go to my doodad box and take a look at the different charms that I have and pieces that I have that I might want to layer onto my treasure box. And the first box that I painted was this really dark green, and I liked this piece of jewelry, but I didn't feel like it popped as much on this box, so I decided to go ahead and go with more of a rust color with this particular piece of jewelry. Now this is just a pendant, a jewelry pendant. So what I decided I wanted to do too, again, is start layering this so that I could get some interesting dimension and have this a very elegant look with these rich colors. And so there's a little butterfly to put on top, or I lay it all out first. If I don't want that, maybe I want something that's, and it's always hard to balance it to begin with, to decide exactly how I want to do it. So just play with your little pieces first to decide exactly how you would like to glue them on. You do want a really good, strong glue to use whenever you are gluing all of these interesting pieces together. There's slick surfaces, and there's metal, and there's glass, so be sure that you pick a really nice, strong bond glue. And what I like to do is actually put it onto a piece of paper, and I'll move this paper in just a moment so you can see, and put the top back on, because a lot of these glues dry up very, very quickly, and so you want to be sure that just pour enough out for you to use, and then you can just dab into it. I like to use a wooden skewer. We use these a lot in the studio because they're great for picking up things and poking and pushing, and so I'm going to push this off to the side just a little bit here. And so I just dip right into the end of it, and especially when I'm working, just twirl it here to pick up your glue. When I'm working on the back of small pieces, it doesn't take much glue. One of the things I've noticed in the glue world over the years is that many people use way too much glue, and it just starts oozing all over the place. So you don't need to do that. So again, just picking up enough glue, and I twirl this because this does string a bit, just enough at the end of this where I can add a nice dab to the back of my metal pieces and just keep layering. So look how quickly you can put together a really fast and easy treasure box. Also in my boxes, I love to put those flat back marbles on the bottom for little feet. It really adds to a plain box and gives it more pizzazz. On this one, the flat back marble that I used on the top is the same that I used on the bottom. If you like to go a little bit more wow with your colors and design, here's a box that I stamped, and I have shown this on the show before, rubber stamp. This is stamped with the black acrylic paint. I've glazed the top. This is one of Heidi's plaster trinkets that I have used alcohol ink and that Sakura 3D glaze on. And again, it's okay like this, but start layering your trinkets and treasures and metal pieces, and have some fun creating your own treasure boxes. And of course, when you go into your consignment stores and your thrift stores, start looking at jewelry and belts and all of the pieces that you can take apart and turn into your own trinket boxes.